Shalom, family. Welcome to today. This week's Parsha is Beshalach. It's Exodus 13:17 through 17:16. Beshalach means when he let go, and it's in reference to Pharaoh finally letting the Israelites go. But something I learned this week is a Sabbath can have a different name than the title of that week's Torah portion. Like this week is called Shabbat Shira, which means Sabbath of Song. And it's called this because it is in this week's reading that we come to the celebratory song Israel sang after crossing the Red Sea, where their enemies drowned while pursuing them. Some other main events in Beshalach are we have Moses carrying Joseph's bones out of Egypt. We have pillars of cloud and fire leading the Israelites through the desert. We have a chariot chase, the parting of the Red Sea. There were bitter waters that the Israelites could not drink until Moses put some wood in it and the waters became sweet. God provided manna and quail for the Israelites to eat. Water came from a rock. There was the fight against Amalek as Moses holds up his arms. And Amalek remains Israel's enemy. So something I noticed while reading this week's Parsha is how often God continues to instruct Moses to lift the staff of God or outstretch his hand to perform wonders. The Israelites even win that battle against the Amalekites because Moses kept his hands held up during the fight. And when I read this, I think about races and marathons, and this imagery comes to my mind of winners crossing the finish line with their arms lifted. And then I realized that's the typical, maybe even automatic response whenever anyone wins anything. Arms lifted is the posture of a champion. But what makes this even more interesting is after winning that particular battle against Amalek, Moses says in Exodus 17:16, because hands were lifted up against the throne of the Lord will be at war against the Amalekites from generation to generation. So the conclusion I come to is you can lift your hands for God, or you can lift your hands against God. Those who lift their hands for God's glory will be victorious, while those who lift their hands against the Lord will meet defeat. Listen, God chose us. I don't know why he chose us, but I know what it means. It means Christ is God's glory. Christ is victorious. And as believers in Christ, we too share in his victory. After writing this Devo, a song by Phil Wickham came on my worship playlist, and it says, "When I fight, I will fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you." My prayer today is whatever you're battling, you lift your hands in victory. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord's, and he already won. So let us thank Yeshua. Have a blessed day, y'all. Have a restful Shabbat. I love you. Shalom.